What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna try out Metro Exodus PC Enhanced Edition. So far, it's been a little wonky on the AMD PCs, but so far it's been great on the NVIDIAs. And the only one I tried it on needed a little help from DLSS because I was trying to do 4K, which is a little much for that GPU. It can do it sometimes, but a lot of the times, just like the 4090s, if you want 4K, you're gonna need some help from DLSS. So you're not really gonna be playing at 4K, but this one actually might be able to play maxed out at 4K. I mean, the 4090 is a whole nother ballpark. It's quite a big jump from a 4070 Ti Super to a 4090. But anyway, why don't we not waste any more time? And let's go find out if it plays it without crashing or doing anything weird like some of the AMD PCs were doing, or if it can actually play maxed out. Both those questions will be answered.
All right, so starting off, we'll try no DLSS, just like we did on the little small form factor PC. And then after that, we'll try turning some DLSS on. But I feel like this 4090 will be one of the few GPUs that can actually play this game maxed out. I really don't think any of the other ones would be able to do it. 4080 Super would probably come close, but I think it would drop under 60 in some instances. But anyway, let's go see how it does. Here we go, beginning of the game here, just as we've started. And yeah, more than good enough FPS, but I believe it drops down into the 80s and 90s and whatnot once we finally get to the ground. But it's still fun to just drop down and do the very beginning, especially because I never know when computers were going to crash, so I wanted to get a little bit more than 10 seconds of video footage from some of the other computers, so I started just starting the footage all the way in the air. I think I was starting it like right around here-ish on some of the other systems. But then I would go down the hole and like crash after 5 seconds, so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not very cool. That doesn't even really give me much time to explain the situation to people, so... But it is what it is. Sometimes computers don't cooperate. Game definitely looks really good, though. I think this is like a 2018 game or something. 2018, 2019, I want to say. So it's already getting up there in age. Although, I think they can probably get away with that, because I haven't played all of these yet, just a very small amount, but from the little I've played on all of them, they seem more like linear, kind of like the first Batman game. So it's not like you're sitting there going right off. Like the first Batman game wasn't, what was it, Arkham City or whatever. You weren't able to go around everywhere. You kind of just stuck to a predetermined little area, kind of like this. So I feel like that's probably why they can get away with such crazy high graphics that look even better than Stalker 2 in some ways. But that's a giant, wide open world. The fact they made it as good looking as it is and not run at 20 FPS all the time is still impressive, but I would have preferred with a 4090 to be able to like get a constant 60 no matter what, even in town. But it's pulling a Dragon's Dogma 2 on us, where it's pretty okay when you're outside towns, but second you go to towns, it's frame drop city, to where even a 4090 and like a 13900KF or whatever will have trouble staying at 60 in town. And then if you have anything less powerful, like shit, like most of my other computers just did not do very good in towns. The 7800X3D did alright. The 13900KF did alright. And so did the 9700X, and that's about it. Yeah. Even the 5800X3D kind of fell on its face and had way more stutters and dropped frames than some of the other systems did. But I think that's because it has built-in ray tracing, which is usually hard on the CPU. Not in every instance, but in almost every single one I've tested. But maybe if it's just like ray trace shadows or something like that, it's just GPU intensive. But when it's reflections and shadows and lighting and all of that combined, I think it can probably get a little bit CPU intensive, because the CPU has to tell the GPU where to fucking put all that shit, just like it does with the NPCs. That's why, and a lot of the games have lots of NPCs, that's why you die in town, and all the frames are like, bye-bye. Especially if they're really smart NPCs. Though that's why I say Baldur's Gate 3 did a damn good job. They've got smart-ass NPCs that just kind of do their own shit in town. And it still, Act 3 was a little bit bad at first, but it wasn't so bad once you know, hung around for a little bit and got some updates, but that game even stuttered and did bad on systems when it first came out. After a couple tweaks, though, wasn't so bad. So if they can do it, I don't think the people that made Dragon's Dogma have any excuse. I mean, unless they just can't do it because their engine won't let them. That could be. Nope, you can't come in here. Get out of here. Shoot. Take a knife to the eye. But unfortunately, we're not safe. Yeah, no, the only way I would ever want to walk around in this place is if I had, like, Fallout freaking power armor. Like, oh, you're gonna bite me? I don't think so. Boo. Get the fuck on the ground, you know? Then I'd run out of energy, probably. Because, yeah, if I remember correctly, you had to keep getting, like, little mini reactors for that bitch. It took me a while to, like, explore and find enough of those to actually, like, use power armor effectively. Before that, I'd be like, yay, let's use it for, like, 10 minutes. Up, I'm out of energy. But luckily, you don't usually get those right in the beginning of the game anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. But anyway, why don't we move on to a little camera recording? Well, no, let's move on to some DLSS first. Now we're gonna plop on a little DLSS, and then that should give us, like, immense more FPS. We're probably gonna be in the, like, 120s to 130 most of the time now. And I don't believe it has too many negatives to it either. I didn't really notice a huge difference, but maybe I will now that I'm just staring at it. Let's go find out. So now here we go. We got DLSS turned on, so let's see how it does now. I'd say the main PC probably did some of the smoothest FPS. I think the only one that might have beat it out in smoothness again, and that's just frame times. I know it wins and just pure FPS, but the 9700X might have beat it in pure smoothness. But if it did, it was close, too close to call. Because they all had like little stutters like that happen at time to time. But for the most part, they were butter smooth like this. And that's kind of shit. I don't mind about a tiny little stutter like that every now and again. But if a game's doing that every 5 seconds, that's like unplayable, especially in a first-person shooter-esque game. But that's just me. Maybe some people can play no problem like that. But I feel like I'm not even that good at like gun games. And it even affects my aim. So if it affects my aim, I gotta imagine it would probably screw with a really badass player's aim even more. But then I've also heard the opposite, where you got like some people that just don't have a lot of money and they'll play at like 30, 40 FPS, and then they'll shit on people like me that have like $4,000 computers, and then their PC's like 250 bucks. Like I always tell people, money does not buy skill, just not in computers, not in cars, not in anything in life. You still have to have some talent. That's why you see so many people get into like a Ferrari or Lambo and be like, oh, Mario Andretti, and around the first corner instantly puts their shit around a tree or a pole or something. And it's like, no, apparently you are not. That's why I worked my way up. I didn't just get into a car and just start flooring it everywhere and driving like a lunatic. I like worked my way up, figured out what the limits of the cars are, what to do when you get to the limit, so on and so forth. And then I made sure to just never get to that point on public streets. Alright, cool. It's actually very intuitive. This is the first time I was using keyboard and mouse playing the game. But your lighter is L, and your flashlight is F for flashlight. I love when games are just simple. I was just like, let's see if they were actually smart. Hell yeah, they were. Some games would be like, alright, I want my map. Well, you're going to have to press C. But C is usually crouch. If freaking shift is. Nope, doesn't matter. Not in this game. It's map. And you're like, damn. Alright, let's upgrade our magazine. It looks like we got some kind of shotgun. But man, it looks like some 3D printed stuff. Well, not 3D printed, but just like hodgepodge together. But hey, if you live in this post-apocalyptic world, you gotta make do. If all the normal guns are gone, you gotta make some more. Otherwise, you're gonna get eaten by these weird fucking dog rat creature things. And those probably aren't even the worst thing in this game. Those are probably some of the easier things to kill, if I'm honest. I remember seeing those weird flying gargoyle things just own the shit out of a whole battalion back in, I think it was the second game. It might have been the first. I just remember getting surrounded and like you get owned and you're like supposed to. I thought I died like the first time I played. I was like, oh, well, shit. But no, it was supposed to happen. Haha, burn you little bastards. Haha. Hate spiders. And you guys look similar to spiders, so as far as I'm concerned, you're spiders. You hang out in a web, you're a spider. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing these games on the main PC. I definitely want keyboard and mouse when I have to aim. Now, don't get me wrong, the game looked absolutely amazing on my TV PC too, but it looks great on this one as well. It's just a little smaller. Man, you don't have a moment to even think. All you can do is stab, stab. Oh fuck, I lost my knife. And if they didn't fight with each other right then, they probably would have started mauling this dude's face. He's so lucky these dudes came by when they did. But yeah, I didn't really notice a huge quality difference at all with DLSS. But anyway, on to some camera. Or no, DLSS. Now for some camera recorded gameplay. Now we don't got Shadowplay taking up any FPS, although I don't think it really takes up many. I think it's like 1 or 2. This game definitely likes the CPU cores though. And it still gets totally good playable FPS with native 4K. So I figured we'd just do that instead of doing DLSS. Definitely gives your GPU a workout too. It's getting that thing all the way up to 80 degrees. Alright. Got our little upgrade. Oh, I should just reload now where it's safe, instead of waiting till the last second.
somehow still missed. I thought I shot him right in the head. Alright though, let's go wrap the video up, shall we? Well alright guys, that's a wrap for Metro Exodus PC Enhanced Edition on the main PC, and it seemed to do great. You can play it native if you want a little extra FPS without it looking much different at all. You can turn on some DLSS, but the game definitely seems like it was built around NVIDIA GPU. Though the secondary computer still did more than playable FPS, you know, but it was getting about the same FPS, but only ultra wide. At 4K, it probably wouldn't have been able to hit 60. Not everywhere anyway. In some places probably, but not everywhere. Now I'm very curious, how will the wildcard, the TV PC, do? It has a X3D chip, but this game might not care about that. It might care more about single core and stuff like that. Or it might be one of those games where they are pretty equal. Maybe it's gonna be one where it actually gets a couple FPS ahead. That does happen every once in a blue moon. It's not super common, but still happens from time to time. More often than not, it's more in the smoother frame time department if it's gonna edge out a win. I mean, if I'm already getting 80 to like 120 FPS anyway, I'd rather have smooth frame times over getting like maybe 130 FPS over 120. But that's just me. So that's about all I got for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.